Dr. Nugent mentioned earlier, tonight is an emotional celebration for many reasons. A large number of tonight's scholarships are given in honor of loved ones whose lives have significantly impacted our community, and these awards serve as their legacy. I am humbled and privileged to have the opportunity to present for the first time the John L. McWilliams Memorial Scholarship. But first, I beg your indulgence as I share with you a bit about Mr. McWilliams. As the years pass, the gap between the lives of these scholarship namesakes and the recipients widens, and inevitably, so does our recollection of and appreciation for their impact upon us. Often, students only know the name of the awards they receive, but very little about the person behind it. I would be remiss if I did not share John's impact on the Spring-Ford community. John was a student at Spring City High School, having graduated in 1943. From then until 1946, he served his country in the U.S. Navy, in the Pacific Theater, and later in Italy. Upon returning home, he studied at Westchester and earned a bachelor's degree in 1950. It was then that John began his remarkable teaching career at Oaks Elementary School as the teaching principal, before moving on to Royersford High School as a teacher of social studies and English. As Spring-Ford evolved from the school systems of Spring City and Royersford, John continued to educate students and impact their lives outside of the classroom as well. He coached baseball and basketball, served as the advisor to the yearbook, the school newspaper, the student council, and numerous clubs and activities. He was advisor to many graduating classes and consultant to various commencement speakers. Additionally, he mentored scores of new English teachers over the years and assisted many people in countless ways during their careers. To say Mr. McWilliams loved to teach is an understatement. Shaping the minds and lives of students was his true calling in life, and he did it with great humility and expertise. As a student in his class, it was apparent that Mr. McWilliams was most knowledgeable about his English curriculum, and with his premature white hair, was the quintessential high school English teacher. From his podium he spoke, and a wealth of knowledge was imparted. Whether Beowulf or the Canterbury Tales, John taught them as if he had written those works himself, all the while offering a lesson in grammar as an added bonus. To this day, there are thousands of former students who cringe at the sound of the words got or get and other examples of vernacular. He lightened the burden of learning a sometimes dry curriculum with his natural sense of humor, countless silly quips, and an infectious smile. Patient and kind, slow to anger or lose his cool, he was the foundation of the high school English department. In addition to his classroom responsibilities, John followed his passion for sports by serving as the voice of the Rams, announcing home football games in Coach McNally Stadium, first on the sidelines with a microphone, under an umbrella when it rained, then in the press box once it was constructed. This passion led him to announce games for a remarkable 42 consecutive years. In that time, he only ever missed calling a grand total of 2 home games. Most appropriately, in 2006, the press box was dedicated as the John L. McWilliams Press Box, an honor he truly appreciated. Surely the decision to retire from his life's calling was a difficult one to make. He was facing knee replacement surgery, and arising early and teaching all day was beginning to take its toll. When he finally did turn in his chalk in January of 1998, he was just months shy of his 73rd birthday. Upon receipt of his retirement paperwork, the office personnel at Peasers stopped dead in their tracks. The office literally came to a standstill, as no one had realized there was an individual within the Pennsylvania public school system who had as many consecutive years of service to his or her credit. At that time, it was determined that Spring-Ford's John L. McWilliams set a record in Pennsylvania for having taught an amazing 47 years, 40 days. He was fortunate to have met his future wife while teaching at Spring-Ford. John and Lynn shared 44 years of marriage. Together, they taught English at the high school and reared their son John, a Spring-Ford graduate himself. Mr. McWilliams